Hey there, how you doing? I am Deron Cloud, and this is
Eric Chase.
Eric Chase. He came over to the house. He's been working on a door. He and Jill, they've been working on some kind of door project. And I was slamming the door until he got here. We've been slamming the door for at least a year and a half. And what was the problem with the door?
Just needed to be readjusted.
This needed to be readjusted. And so I got an inspiration today. And once I got that inspiration, I said, you know what I like to do? And this is why I asked you, Eric. I said, I texted you the song.
Mm-hmm.
And what got me was that I realized that I'm loved by my wife. And I didn't really, and I heard the song in my head, how sweet it is to be loved by you. I just kept hearing that. And I decided, let me just go ahead and pull that up. And once I pulled it up, it was by Marvin Gaye. And once I pulled it up, man, I was like, because I looked at Jill today, she didn't like the way I was dressed because something was ripped. And I was like, listen, I ain't even going around no people. So what's the deal? And she was like, yeah, well, just change this and do something else. And I even got a shirt on. I didn't even have this shirt on. And I decided, I said, well, I thought I was going to do this by myself and just do it. And I said, I just heard it feels good to be loved by her. And because of everything we've been going through as a people, I was like, I'm thanking God that I found love. I'm thanking God that I have someone who loves me. And then I texted you the song and said, take a listen to this. And once I said, take a listen to this, like she's pulling up right now, but it's just going to have to be what it is. Once I said, let's take a listen to this, you take a listen to it. I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and let's start try to sing it. Now, we ain't practiced, did nothing. I'm gonna wait for her to go in. We're doing a live broadcast. So whatever you're gonna do, it's sweet to be loved by you. Go ahead. We're live right now.
Yep.
Okay. She's telling me to do this. Continue on. And so once I said texted you. And then what did you tell me when you got it? What did you say?
I just listened to it a couple of days ago.
Wow. And I was like, that's all right with me. He just listened to it a couple of days ago. And I said, here's what we'll do. We will sit down and we will do what we do. And I said, let's just go ahead. And then you want to try to introduce a music track. I said, hey, brother, I wasn't trying to get into a production. I was just hoping that we could just get up here and sing this. Now, I'm now hoping that she would just get out the car and go into the house. That's happening. Let me just let that happen and make sure my granddaughter don't try to say something to me. And then we'll work it out. And so I'll just read these lyrics. I'll read these lyrics and in me reading these lyrics, how sweet it is to be loved by you. Do you have the lyrics?
Yeah.
All right. And so let's just go ahead. And what I'd like to do, we haven't practiced it or anything, but do you know what this means to be loved? How sweet it is to be loved? Do you have a feeling of that?
Oh, absolutely.
And why? Why?
Just the experiences of being loved by a loved one, by my wife, my children, and them caring for me.
Right.
When I least expect it.
Say when I least expect it, right?
Showing up, just doing things.
Right.
It's the simple thing.
Yeah. And so as I listened to that, I heard it and I played it while I was sitting here. And I said, hey, I ain't got time to practice or nothing. Let's just flow and see what's going on. Everything is copacetic that it's COVID. And so we are good. And so I pulled up the lyrics. Hold on. And I hope that you all get something And Eric, I appreciate you
Hey, no problem.
deciding to do this with me impromptu. And we're going to go ahead and do what we got to do. It says, how sweet it is to be loved by you. Yes, baby, how sweet it is to be loved by you. And he says, ooh, I needed the shelter of someone's arms. And there you were. I needed someone to understand my ups and downs. And there you were with the sweet love and devotion, deeply touching my emotions. I want to stop and thank you, baby.
I want to
Stop and thank you, baby. How sweet it is to be loved by you.
Oh, baby.
How sweet it is to be loved by you. And then he goes on to say, I close my eyes at night and wonder what it would be without you in my life. Everything was just a bore and things seem like I've done them before. But you brighten up my days with love so sweet in many ways. I want to stop and thank you, baby. I just want to stop and thank you, baby. How sweet it is to be loved by you.
Yes, baby.
How sweet it is to be loved by you. I'm watching my wife and granddaughter walk by. And what was the next one? That was it.
I want to stop
and thank you, baby.
I want to
stop and thank you, baby. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Now she laughing as she go into the house, but when she came out earlier and she was talking to me and she was telling me, you know, she had no idea I was going to do any of this. And I said, I just wanted you to know it feels good to be loved by you. And I said, I'm just telling you that because I didn't realize, man, as I'm going through my own trials and stuff I'm going through, she loves me. Absolutely. And she's paying attention to me and she's questioning stuff. One of my things I had on was ripped. She said, you don't want to wear that. And I'm like, I'm not going around nobody. But I said, let me just let her love me. And I thought about it again. And so if we can, I'd like to try to do that again. And if you want to add something, you can, because ain't nothing planned.
No.
All right. So how sweet is it to be loved by you? Oh, baby, it's sweet to be loved by you. And what I realized, Eric, was that I was talking to a friend today and I told him, I said, you got to be a little more transparent with your emotions, with your woman, because this is the season where we must get closer and closer together in our emotions and our love and everything else. So let's try it again. I'm gonna let you try to lead. And I will see if I can follow and pick up and we'll just go from there. Because I ain't got nothing planned. I'm just going for it.
Yeah, we winging it right now.
You said we winging it. There you go. You ready?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
How sweet it
is to be loved by you.
Oh, baby.
How sweet it is to be loved by you.
Oh, baby. I needed the shelter of someone's arms. And there you were.
I needed someone to understand my ups and downs. Go ahead.
And there you were.
Go ahead.
My sweet love and devotion.
Mm-hmm.
Deeply touching my emotions. I want to stop
and thank you, baby.
I want to
stop and thank you, baby. Uh-huh.
How sweet it
is to be loved by you. Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, baby. Say how sweet it is to be loved by you.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is. Close my eyes at night and wonder what it would be without you in my life. Everything was just a bore, and all the things I did seem to be done
before.
But you brighten up all my days with love so sweet in so many ways. And I want to stop and thank you, baby. I want to stop and thank you, baby. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Oh, yes, it is, baby. How sweet it is to be loved by you. You were better to me than I've been to myself.
Mm-hmm.
For me, there's no one else.
Mm-hmm.
Stop and thank you, baby. I want to stop and thank you, baby. How sweet it is to be loved by you. Says, tell the truth, baby.
Mm-hmm.
How sweet it is to be loved by you. Like sugar to my soul.
Mm-hmm.
How sweet it is to be loved by you.
We're going to stop right there because they're serenading the politicians right now with gunshot and gunfire. And I also don't want to get nobody triggered. Hey, listen, I just wanted to do this, and I'm glad you did this with me, Eric.
Yeah, man, no
I wanted to do this because I recognize I love Jill, but I'm glad that I'm loved by her.
Absolutely.
I love my daughter, but I'm glad I'm loved by her. She came by yesterday and she kept saying, Dad, you need something, you want something, and all right, can I get that for you? And I always dreamed that we would have that type of relationship. Not that she would get stuff for me, but that we would have some kind of closeness. And she's my stepdaughter in natural terms, but she's my daughter, and I experience love. And because of my trial physically and all this kind of stuff, I can't do a bunch of things that I used to do just like that. Right. And she helped me, and she wrote with me, and we got to watch this movie together with my granddaughter and my granddaughter's father, and we just got to watch it. And I understood, man. I said, I'm loved. And I just began to thank God for the love. Like you said, unexpected. Have you ever felt that?
Yeah, this morning I needed a favor from my daughter, and she expressed love like I did something for her.
Really?
Just asking her to do this favor for me. She responded by thank you with all of these love emojis. And like I had done something for her, and she was doing a favor for me.
Wow.
And just excited, just knowing that she didn't have a problem, she didn't hesitate. And it's just those expressions of love that we appreciate.
That's it.
It wasn't like I was getting on the nerves or anything. She was more than happy to show up for that.
Isn't that something? Because when they're younger, you think, I don't know if we ever gonna get to this point. Yeah. But my daughter sent me a text and said, "I love you more than you'll ever know." I'm thinking I'm getting on her nerves. She said, "Oh no." She said, "Ain't nothing you can say that's gonna stop me from loving you." And I want to take this because I think sometimes when he says, "I want to stop and thank you, baby," I realized today as I was sitting here preparing just to get this up and running and everything, I want to stop. And I said, Jill, let me stop and thank you. It feels good to be loved by you. It feels good. And I can get on people's nerves. I know that's a challenge for you all to believe, but I can get on people's nerves, and I can get on her nerves. But she has chosen to love me. And when I say chosen to love me, it's her choice. And it feels good, man. And when they say a house is not a home, and I'm not being chauvinistic, but she makes the house a home. That's why I would still be slamming doors in here at the front door because that's just the way it closed. And she said, no, I want to do this, or I want to do that. And let me ask you, do you do other work on people's houses?
I used to.
You used to. So I'm being treated well then.
Because I love you. Because I love you.
Amen. And you do. And that's why it feels good, man. You know, you're here on a Saturday. You don't have to be here today. Mm-hmm. You didn't have to be here when you came through and did what you did. And then you told me, you say, if you need me, call me. He said, there you go. And, you know, I guess you do understand, but let me tell you this. I've been there for a lot of people, and I've been there. But in my life at this point, I needed somebody to be there for me. And it feels good to not have to go through jumping through any hoops or anything. And I ain't got to follow your work or anything, and just know that you are you hearing them guns?
Yeah, I'm hearing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they've been doing. But you know what? With this election and all that kind of stuff, because they had stopped for quite some time, but now they were firing off AK-47s, you name it. And I said, hey, I'm going to stop. And sometimes my thought believes they see me broadcasting and they want to try to interrupt what's going on. But guess what? I don't care. And I just want to stop and thank all of you all for loving us. Really thank you for loving us. And if you are someone, if you don't stop and take the moment to say how much you love them or stop them and say thank you, then some people don't understand. They just think you're taking things for granted. And so that's pretty much it, because it seems like the gunfire is getting a little closer. And I want to make sure that I can continue to do this broadcast. Would you like to say anything before we get out of here?
Hey, man, we love you.
There you go.
I love you.
There you go.
And it's a pleasure to serve you.
Thank you, man. And I appreciate it, man. I really do. I really do. And then when I asked you, had you heard the song? And you said you had just been what?
Just been listening to it.
Just listening to it a couple of days. And so I thank God for you, man. And that's all I wanted to do. And my wife, I know she loves me, and because she smiled when she pulled up and saw, and then she heard me trying to sing, and she laughed out loud. But hey, guess what? I still stopped and I thanked her. And I want to stop and thank all of you all for loving us, loving me, and loving us through these seasons and all of that. And I pray that you are able to make it through this transition. And it ain't over. Just because someone's been declared a winner of the presidential race, it's actually just begun. Yeah. And we are all in the same boat. And I think that's what I woke up this morning. I just said, God, I thank you for allowing me to have clarity of mind. And so I love you, and I beat you to it. Hey, Pepper, we are through with this. And if you can go ahead and stop us and listen, take the time. I had told a brother today, I said, man, you got to be a little more vulnerable with your emotions, with the one you love, because they need to know that we go through and that it's okay. And it is okay. Hey, I love you. I'm Deron Cloud.
I'm Eric Chase.
And we are out of here. I love you, and I beat you to it. Let's see if she's going to stop it.